Hi guys, my name is Dennis Fike and I'm a pro powerlifter for those of you who know. I'm making today's video to talk about safety tips for the bench if you're having problems with your shoulders or your elbows. Also, I'm going to teach you some other techniques that are going to help bring up your strength so you'll be able to get more on a max out. But first of all, I was going to explain to you, a lot of my friends out there who've been asking where I've been. I haven't been lifting now for the last couple months. December 16th, I was involved in a nasty semi-accident. I was on State Route 6 and a woman blew through a stop sign. I was traveling about 55 mile an hour. She was going about 35, 40 mile an hour and sideswiped the truck, or T-boned the truck, and caused me to lose control to the point where the truck rolled over 3 times at that high speed. I was been hospitalized a couple different times now due to a condition called rhabdomyolysis, and also had multiple strains and sprains on my body. That being said, I know I'm off for the rest of the month of February, but do not know when I'll return. Hopefully it's soon. So in the meantime, while I have all this free time, I'm going to start making a lot more self-help videos to help you guys understand different processes in this beautiful sport called powerlifting. First thing we're going to do is start talking about the approach to the bench. When we go to the bench now, one thing I want you guys to start working on is pinching the shoulder blades together. If you pinch the shoulder blades together, it's going to give your body a natural arch. And you say, now why do you want to do that? Well, if we can pinch your shoulder blades together, it's naturally going to get our elbows tucked in tight to the body. You don't want your elbows clear out here, because if you're out here, it's going to put a lot of strain on your biceps, your elbows, and your shoulders, primarily the rotator cuff. So we're going to start bringing our shoulder blades in. It's going to look like this, where we bring the shoulder blades in, the elbows are naturally tucked in tight towards the body. Because we're going to come in, and we're also going to arc our back a little bit. I typically like to wear a weightlifting belt, and I put it right about where my belly buttons is, because it helps take off some of the compression off the back. Because when you're all arced up like that, you got a lot of weight coming down, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your spine, and we want to kind of alleviate that. But with the elbows tucked in nice and tight, that's going to take the pressure off the bicep. I got a lot of friends who complain about bicep pain. They feel like the bicep wants to pull off the bone. Also, when you're clear out here, that's bad, because you're putting all that tension underneath your on your shoulders. But when we pinch our shoulder blades together and bring the elbows in nice and tight and keep our elbows tucked into the body, now we're able to use our back. And you're asking, how am I going to use my back on a bench? Well, when we have a nice pump and our lats, it becomes like a rowing motion, where we're actually able to row it nice and slow to the body. Typically what I will do is I'll go do some lat pull downs or some nice seated rows, because in doing so we're able to get a better pump into the muscle tissue. We want the pump there because your muscles will feel tighter and they're more charged. Because when we have that, our lats are going to act as a natural braking system. So, we're not sitting here like this, just dropping the weight to our chest. We're able to take the weight to our chest now, nice and tight and controlled. So our lats will actually stop it. Well, sometimes you'll actually have to pull it. If you're tight enough, you'll actually have to pull the weight to your chest a little bit. And we say, well, why do we want to do that? Well, a lot of us are going in muscling the weight, which isn't always a good thing. Because when we're muscling it, when we're coming down, we're putting all the weight on our triceps, our chest, and our front delts. And when we go to press, we're actually fatigued at this point. So if we can get our back to carry it, now our shoulders and our pecs and our triceps are going to be fresh to fire out. So that being said, there's a couple exercises I like to do as well to help my bench. The best thing you can do to get a big bench is to hammer your shoulders. Hammer, hammer, hammer. It's sometimes been said the best thing to improve something is to sometimes walk away from it. So when I'm having problems with my bench, I don't keep hammering the bench. Sometimes, I just spend more time working on shoulders. Um, One of the best exercises I love doing for my shoulders, besides the obvious seated military press or uh, front delts or overheads, my favorite turns out being you go, I go dips. It's one of those exercises you can do when you have a workout partner. Set your cell phone or a stopwatch, set it for about 10-15 minutes, and you sit there and you hammer out as many dips as you can. Hit it to the point of fatigue where you're totally pushing, you can't get another one. You hop off real fast, you have your friend jump on, and then he hammers them out, and you're just going back and forth. Your only break is when your partner's going. And that's good because you're going to hit multiple points of fatigue, where you're also hitting failure, and it teaches your body to work when it's tired. And then also when you're doing chest day, I also always do you go, I go dips at the end of the chest workouts, because when you do a good set of you go, I go, your body's going to be so fatigued you're not going to really be able to hit anything else. Chest exercises I use when I'm doing my chest days to help my bench if I'm on a plateau. I won't do regular bench. I do different variations. Like I'll bench in a squat rack. Why, you say? Well, we put these safety bars on the sides, and it allows us to stop about a ½ inch to an inch away from our chest, which is good because now we're able to totally disengage our muscles, and we're starting from a stopping point, and then we're able to fire through. And this is going to help us big time strengthen our muscles at the bottom end of our bench, which, if that's one of your primary areas where you're having problems with, this is a great exercise. Also floor bench. You lay on the bench and you bench out of a squat rack, and you're able to fire from a stop point. Typically what I do also while I'm doing this, I do a lot of work with chains. Chains are just a little, there's like a log chain, and they're hooked to a clevis that fits nice on the bar. And these are good for working out your top end strength. Okay, if you got like 400 pounds on the bench, you got 60 pounds of chain on each side. It's 120 pounds of chain. So when you're at the bottom with 405, you got the chains on, you're about 450, and then closer to 500 pounds of lockout. This is good because a lot of times people are strong enough on the bottom, but they get to midways, they get stuck, and they can't push through. Now, if we're doing weights with chains, where this is a speed motion, we're just plowing through this. We kind of fool our brain in the sense that we're going so fast, the brain doesn't register how heavy it is, and the muscles become strong enough to lift it at the top end with that much weight. So chains are a big asset. Like I said, benching on the squat rack, and I would do this for a period of about 6 weeks, using this training method before I would go back and then again try testing my bench to see where my progress is. And there, I'll video it to see, am I weaker up top, weaker on the bottom, where do I need to go from that point? That being said, I don't know what else to cover for my next videos. That's going to be just about it for today's bench. But like I said, if you message me, I can put together a video down the road. I'm planning on probably doing one for supplementation, nutrition. Just hit me up. Let me know whatever it is that you want to learn about, and I'll do my best to get the video out to you. And good luck to you.